Now, get a whiff of this. You're inside the meth lab of Walter Hartwell White Sr., also known by his clandestine name Heisenberg, in the hit TV series Breaking Bad. Only he's not cooking up his usual chemicals to concoct his almost 100% pure, beautifully blue, illegal, and very dangerous brand of methamphetamine. No, today he is in your dream, inhabited by the spirit of a master perfumer, and is working away on an assortment of plastics and flowers to create something monstrously unforgettable. There's a pretty French maid milking a cow in the corner of the lab, and a huge bowl of overripe peaches and other indistinct fruit is sitting in a giant bowl on top of one of the chemical barrels. The maid starts scolding Heisenberg for not eating enough and tries to coax him into having some fresh milk and fruit to pack some meat on his weary bones. Walt, however, is concentrating too hard and doesn't want distractions. The maid reminds him that the fruit will start to attract flies if he doesn't chow down, and that we all know how crazy he'll get if a fly is found in the lab. She bares her full cleavage at him and pouts, and Heisenberg relents. After glancing at her breasts, he peels off his plastic skins, gloves, and mask and dives into the juicy bowl of fruit. Oils spray out of the peels and mingle with the chemicals in the air, and sweet juices roll off Heisenberg's chin and dribble off onto the floor, where they somehow increase in volume and snake their way over to the buckets of fresh milk nearby. You, watching it all, feels slightly nauseous, but also very giddy and inexplicably naughty as the plastic floral mix in bin number 2 starts overflowing a bit, spewing up spices, liquefied sugar, white flour particles, and something very much like hairspray into the air, mixing with the creamy fruitiness already heavy in the immediate atmosphere. You feel you may soon faint into a state of pure bliss, perhaps after painlessly vomiting. Hello, fellow fume heads. It's Trina. A warm welcome back to my channel, where I talk about handbags and increasingly fragrances. If you enjoy those kinds of reviews, do consider subscribing. So Rush, created in 1999, is like a poison you know may just kill you, but you can't help being attracted to it anyway. It's interesting to make the analogy with drugs because the perfume itself seems to have been inspired by them, by so-called poppers to be exact, a slang term given to the chemical class called alkyl, if I'm pronouncing that right, alkyl nitrates that are inhaled for recreational purposes, especially as an aphrodisiac. They started initially in the homosexual community and were very popular in the 70s, 80s, and 90s club scene, and caused lightheadedness, giddiness, and heightened sensual awareness, altogether known as head rush. Yes, head rush. Yes, I recall having had a sniff or two of some sort of popper early in my adulthood, actually, though I never knew what it was called until recently. These clubbing ladies used in the fragrance advertising appear to be on a bit of a high themselves. Intentional imagery, to be sure. I do believe Gucci came away with an award or two for this campaign. Fortunately, poppers are nowhere near as potentially deadly as methamphetamine, and neither is the fragrance that poppers inspired. Here are the notes. Perfume experts have given Rush a lot of interesting commentary. Luca Turin once said that Gucci Rush smelled like, thanks to the milky lactone molecule, an infant's breath mixed with his mother's hairspray. Critic Chandler Burr describes the fragrance as strong, loud, irresistible, a sultry wind fit to keep everyone stark awake and plotting indiscretions. I've also read it described as an outer space creature with a little bit of the shock of Dylan going electric. The scent is highly unusual and beautifully constructed, a modernist perfume that is now a classic, even though its bright red plastic rectangular casing was inspired by an outdated video cassette. This marvelously, explicitly, unapologetically unnatural fragrance created by Michel Armarac and contained in the appropriately loud casing is flawless. To me, it's another 5-star perfume. I don't wear it as much as I used to. Now I only have this wee 5LM mini size to supply me with a dose for those times when I really need it. Let's spray some. Ooh. Yeah, Rush is the perfect fragrance for a night out, but as this scent will unabashedly intrude upon its surrounding, it's not recommended for those office or dinner outings. Rush races into the noses of those it sees in a jovial, confident, devil-may-care manner, indifferent to other scents that may have been vying for the attention of those same noses. Woe to those smells, as Rush will recklessly and energetically steal the limelight. I see it as peach fuzz dipped in milk and wood shavings, rolled up in like chopped jasmine petals and other synthetic florals, then gently pounded with a massage compress made of lycra. You know, like those Thai compresses in massage parlors, only Jane Fonda-ized. And then you place the concoction temporarily into an unwashed, empty yogurt container until ready for its lacquer casing. There's also a va-va-voom quality to Rush's cuddly voice due to the undertones of patchouli, vanilla, and vetiver. I'm not sure how this happens, but Rush manages to be clean and dirty at the same time. It's quite astonishing, really. And the scent not only has decent longevity and projection, but it can be had for a better than fair price. Now, of course, it's not an understated scent, and not for everyone, thankfully so. The world would be a boring place otherwise. But I think Michel Armarac, together with Gucci, did a fabulous job with this fragrance. I love the underlying concept, and I think this fragrance lives up to it. All in all, I think the perfume was ahead of its time, much like the Canadian rock band of the same name. Now, one negative thing with this delightfully lightweight and no glass travel-friendly packaging is the fact that you can't see how much of it you have left. I really hate that. But there is a flanker out there, Gucci Rush 2, which does provide a bit more transparency, but sadly I've not placed my nose on that one. Have you? How does it compare to the original? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And actually, also about this fragrance, have you sniffed Gucci Rush? Do you like it? Thoughts below. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. But seriously, especially if you get this juice at a discount shop, can you really complain? Oh, it's so weird. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui, mes amis. J'espère vous voir bientôt for my next video, I hope. Bag and Frag Hag, signing out. Mwah!